What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Today's informational installment is strictly about teaching us how we are filling our plate. Let's see how we can fight inflammation and fight death dieting. The Common Food Pyramid offers guidelines for the number of servings a normal person should have in terms of fruits, vegetables, milk, meats, beans, and greens. The new plate identifies the food groups replacing meats with proteins, but doesn't identify how much of each you should have. The new plate even provides altered menus for those with special needs, such as pregnant and breastfeeding women, preschoolers, people nursing, and weight loss. What the plate doesn't do, however, is take into account people's diets are limited by sensitivities, allergies, or chronic inflammation. Not everyone can tolerate dairy products or grains, and people fighting inflammation likely won't be reaching for red meats or certain vegetables and fruits. Some foods are more likely than others to be associated with sensitivities, creating even more problems for our bodies. For example, wheat and dairy can create problems even for people not suffering from celiac disease or lactose intolerance. Corn, eggs, and citrus fruits can cause heightened sensitivities as well. Additionally, eating the same thing so many times in a short time frame, such as a week, can lead to sensitization to the food, and the body may start attacking what is normally a good food, thinking it is something foreign. We have taken the traditional food pyramid and altered it to address those issues, specifying the inclusion of gluten-free grains, providing alternatives to dairy, and identifying meats and proteins other than red meats. Here we have our food pyramid, and to the right of it, we have our plate setting brought to you by the United States Department of Agriculture. In its general breakdown, it involves fruits, vegetables, grains, protein, and dairy in a plate setting. A little to the left, we have our pyramid, more updated, more detailed. At the top of the pyramid, we have our sweets, up to 1 tablespoon daily of stevia natural sweeteners, honey agave nectar, or brown rice syrup will do. Under that, we have our organic eggs, about 4 per week will do. Next, we have our lean meats. Make sure you get at least 2 to 4 servings per week of lean, organic, turkey, chicken, wild game, steamed, broiled, or baked is how it should be prepared. Yes, I know. No grilled, no. On the healthy scale, we're better off. Dairy, up to 1 serving daily if you are not dairy sensitive. Try to make sure you use low-fat or organic dairy products. Seafood, at least 3 servings per week of omega-3 rich seafood. Omega-3 rich fish oil supplementation. It should be prepared steamed, stir-fried, baked, broiled, never raw, and always keep into account to never overdo it for the high cholesterol levels as well as the mercury that may be in some of our fish. Anti-inflammatory oils and anti-inflammatory herbs, which are different. 2 to 4 tablespoons per day of oils will do. At least 1 serving per day of an herb, that will do. Whole grains, 3 to 4 servings per day, boiled, steamed, fermented, or soaked as liquid dairy alternatives. Beans, nuts, seeds, 3 to 4 servings per day, steamed, boiled, raw, fermented, or soaked as liquid dairy alternatives. Fresh organic fruit, 2 to 4 servings per day, raw, sliced, diced, or seared. Fresh organic vegetables, 5 to 9 servings per day, mostly raw, steamed, sprouted, or lightly broiled. Let's talk water. H2O. First off, we need to be drinking at least 8 glasses of water per day minimum. Whether it's purified or spring water, we need to make sure we align with our natural capacity, which means our body is 65% water. how will we be able to perform at our peaks if we are dehydrated or dried out? Think of yourself as a vehicle. You have to make a 4-hour trip somewhere. 4 hours worth of gas is a full tank. So that is 100% of gasoline that needs to be in your tank so that you can perform the activity that you need to perform. There's no way that you are going to accomplish this 4-hour trip off of a half a tank or 1/4 of a tank. You need 100%. So back to the human analogy, 100% of your gasoline is 65% of water. Your body cannot perform at its peak. Your brain can't think at its highest if we are not fully hydrated. Water lubricates the joints. Water forms saliva and mucus, which is needed for certain protections and bacteria. Water boosts skin health and beauty. You better glow. Water cushions the brain, spinal cord, and other sensitive tissues. Water regulates our body temperature, which is 98.7 degrees. Water flushes out body waste and toxins. Water helps maintain blood pressure. And a lot of our food choices increase our blood pressure. Water blesses our airways in their need, creating more cells, white and red, that are able to run through our vessels, allowing us, in a cardiovascular sense, to be able to breathe in more fresh air. I love you. Fresh organic vegetables. We must load up on leafy greens, onions, garlic, and mushrooms. Cilantro, spinach, collard greens, asparagus. Eat vegetables mostly raw, steamed, sprouted, or lightly boiled. Eat a wide range of colors, both raw and cooked. Lower glycemic index vegetables are important for people with a higher risk for developing diabetes or with metabolic syndromes, prediabetes, and diabetes. Fresh organic vegetables are a great source of hydration because they are full of water. Most vegetables are naturally low in fat and in calories. So imagine being able to extract the same amount of proteins that you do when you eat your lean meats, but doing it in a less violent and less detrimental way to your body and immune system. Vegetables are important sources of many nutrients, including potassium, dietary fiber, folic acid, iron, copper, zinc, phosphorus, vitamin A, and vitamin C. Folic acid, or folate, helps the body form red blood cells. Women of childbearing age who may become pregnant should consume adequate folate from foods. This reduces the risk of neural tube defects, spina bifida, and anencephaly during fetal development. Fresh organic fruits. Our top choices include berries. Berries, berries, berries. Elderberries, younger berries, green berries, red berries, blueberries, raspberries, as well cherries, pomegranates, and fruits with high antioxidant values. What are the benefits? Well, weight loss or weight sustaining, gastrointestinal health or gastrointestinal tract health, vision. We all need better vision and more vision, and we all like having nice eyes. Blood pressure. This lowers our blood pressure. It doesn't heighten it. Cancer. This kills unneeded mucus, which stops unneeded formulations of clotting and mutation. As well, diabetes. These organic fruits as well are a great source of hydration because they are full of water. Please do not sleep on vegetable protein. Our beans, legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds will fill this category. Top choices are walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, even granola. Combine beans with whole grains for a complete protein and be on your way. So what does vegetable protein look like? Or what does vegan protein look like? Let's take a look. Potatoes, brown rice, spinach, quinoa, kidney beans, pinto beans, green peas, macadamia nuts, lima beans, wheat bread, garbanzo beans, lentils, pecans, soybeans, walnuts, hazelnuts, cashew nuts, chia seeds, oats, tofu, flax seeds, pistachio nuts, almonds, hemp seeds, peanut butter, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, almond butter, and the list goes on and on and on. See, it's really available. What we have to do is just understand we have to look a little deeper, look a little harder. Now let's look to the right. Do you really need meat to get the protein that you need? Just wondering. In our comparison, we have beef, 6.4 grams of protein per 100 calories. To the right, we have broccoli, 11.1 grams of protein per 100 calories. Remember when I said earlier, just imagine being able to extract the same amount of protein with less the violence and detriment on your body. Not only does broccoli inspire you, it's a loving food. It's an empowering food. It's an encouraging food. At times, beef can be such a hater, such a blockade, such a roadblock. I was hungry. Now I'm sleepy. But with broccoli, I was hungry. Now I'm beastly. Let's go get it. Plants have all protein you need with none of the violence. Don't beat yourself up with dead organisms. You are a living organism. You deserve to eat living food. Preach. The whole game is whole grain, baby. Wheat berries, buckwheat, kaniwa, sorghum, oatmeal, corn, freekeh, bulgur, quinoa, barley, wild rice, black rice, brown rice, amaranth, triticale, spelt. Other options could be steel cut oats or granola. So what are we saying based on what we have been saying? So what you've been saying based on what you've been saying. We're trying to fill your plate in a way where it fights against inflammation and death dieting. Filling your plate in a way that fights against inflammation and death dieting. When we look to our right, we have a comparison chart of replace refined grains with those we should be using. Out the door is the white flour, the enriched flour, the all-purpose flour. In comes the whole wheat and the spelt. No longer should we drool over white rice, but we should be making and dedicating ourselves to brown rice. Out the door goes the parboiled rice. In comes the wild rice. No more the days of cream of wheat with all that extra added sugar. Instead, oats and oatmeal. Out with the degermed flour. In with the whole grain cornmeal. Do you see the programming we have been under? If we are able to be candid, it is obvious that food tradition has hurt us as a society. We have been passing down bad diet after bad diet to generation after generation. We also pass down many recipes that clearly can be direct links to our several syndromes and many immune deficiencies. What are you going to do?